Hi, everybody. This is Bill Young from Berlin Center United Methodist. This is the Gospel of John study. We are beginning week 4. This is day 1. But as I've said before, you do not have to have joined us the last 3 weeks, nor do you have to, have seen all of the previous studies prior to this. Each day is unique, and we'll study just a small passage. And we're going to be looking at chapter 9 for this week. And for today, we're going to look at verses 1 through 5. So let's see what those verses have to say. And it's Jesus heals a man born blind. As he went along, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" "Neither this man nor his parents sinned," said Jesus. "But this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him. As long as it is day, we must do the work of him who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of the world." So I'm going to read a little bit about that passage, and then we'll take a look at the questions for today. It says, understanding the word. The story begins abruptly. We are not told how or the disciples knew that the blind man they encountered was born blind. But the disciples make a very common assumption, namely that sickness has been caused from some sin or has been caused by someone's malfeasance. Here, and in the text like Luke chapter 13, verses 1 through 5, Jesus makes very clear that one cannot read the state of the soul from the condition of the person's body. Jesus' answers to the disciples is that this blindness was not caused by either the man's sin or the parent's sin. Jesus serves the assumed connection between sickness and sin. In a fallen world, it is not easy to tell what has led to something like blindness, and easy or pat answers are likely to be wrong. What is clear is that the man was not plagued with blindness due to sin in himself or his parents. God is off the hook here. The blind man is not a victim of blind justice. What Jesus says is that God will use this blindness for good purpose. The Apostle Paul said in Romans 8:28 that God can work all things together for good of those who love him. God is not the author of evil, disease, decay, or death, but he can use all things to good ends. It is interesting that Jesus suggests several things here at the onset. Number 1, he has a limited time to do the work God has sent him to do on earth, so he must get on with it, even on the Sabbath. He will say elsewhere, it's not as though God is idle on the Sabbath. Number 2, the night is coming, the night of Good Friday. And so the closer Jesus gets to the end, the more urgency there is for him to complete his mission. And number 3, it makes no sense for Jesus, the light of the world, to stand around and curse darkness, including the blindness in this man's life, when he can do something about it in an instant. And so he does. So let's look at the reflection questions for this week. Question number 1. Why do you think the disciples assumed a strong connection between the man's blindness and his sin, or his parents' sin? Are there times when we see something bad happening to a person and simply assume he or she must have done something wrong? Number 2, what counts as work in Jesus' view? Is it appropriate to do the Lord's work on the Sabbath? And number 3, what ironies do you find in this whole discussion between Jesus and his disciples? Well, until tomorrow, have a great day, and tune in tomorrow as we look at John chapter 9, verses 6 and 11. Until then, have a great day.